All right, folks, welcome to Virus's Place. We're over in Founders, and we have this very heavily skinned place. What a cool style. So it's been marbled up from top to bottom. Well, okay, not top, because you still have like the human roofs, but everything else it's very, very hidden. You have some evidence of the roofing. That's about it. It's about all you get. Otherwise, you have like this, very white tiling up here at the top with these gazebos. And then you have a lot of these platforms being used pretty much all over the place. All surrounding the spot. And in this case, it's covering like the entire area. You know, there's no soft underbelly that reveals the truth. I mean, the closest thing might be this right here, but that's about it. But yeah, very interesting. I'm not familiar with like the style of stuff. So like some people, they can identify like, okay, it's like that kind of house style. I'm not that educated yet. So I'm not entirely sure like if this is trying to go for like a certain look, but it just looks neat. Let's go with that. Yeah, skinned all around, and then there's still more available budget for like a bunch of greens to add some additional color to it. Because otherwise it would be a pretty straight white plus the privacy screens that you see dotted around here for windows. But it makes for just a bigger place, right? Otherwise you have like this kind of like box area here that would be the house. Here you have like these meaningful extensions. Looks Italian to you? All right, I'll take your word for it. Yeah, cool spot so far. And as for what's inside, okay, so the inside definitely matches with the outside so far. You know, we have like this very, very marbled spot. You know, we do have like the original floorings here, but then the rest, very, very dressed up. So like, for example, like the front door here, you can still see the actual front door there, but you have the iron window plus some benches here to adorn like this really nice, pleasant looking gate that we kind of like climb into. So not quite sure how we're entranced in because, you know, doors don't typically work like that, but it's still really pretty. Like, check this out. Like, I like this. This looks really neat. So this wall section here, you know, you just have like the wall. You know, that's the actual wall. Painting portrait is right there, but then you have the elven benches that are being used here to dress the side of it. And then notice here you have like top and bottom where you have these beams plus like these other beams, 1, 2, 3 of them to create this pillar work. You know, and it has that illusion of being built like, you know, right inside. That's neat. That's neat. So you have the same kind of thing happening here with the Azeroth portrait. That's a cool style. That's a very, very cool style. I've seen the benches. Benches, they're quite versatile. They're used for all sorts of things. But I really like how it's being done here to create like this sort of like center portrait. And then as we go in, things open up. Wow. Oh boy. This place is rich. Really neat. And then I'm taking peeks at the side there, and it's dude, this theme is very consistent. Wow. That's really cool. So check out the pillar work that's being done here. So like here's we're gonna see this quite a bit. You know, we have like 3 pillars that are like, you know, pushed together. And then we have like different kinds of elven tables that are being used. One's right side up, the other one's upside down. You can kind of sort of see the surface of it, like right down there. But it's being used as the feet and the hat of these pillars. So you have this really clean, elegant look, really soft colors. You know, you have like a little bit of boldness there, but that's about it. Yeah, you're not seeing anything too crazy. So I'm gonna do a climb, but we're gonna be exploring the other wings first. So I at least want to look up here. So we climb up. You know, we have the soft colors of the Arcandor plus some additional greens and hostas that are back there. we get to the top and we can kind of, oh, check that out. Whoa. So there's something that pops. Here, let me back up really quick. And we have like a shot like this. That's neat. So I was talking about this a little earlier, how you can use like Blood Elf structures to create like these really neat designs and patterns. So in this case, we have different uses of their trellises. You know, because you have like these curved colors and you can just kind of like, you know, merge them together to create these neat designs. And then at the, you know, at the tip of each of these, you just have a bottle lamp being used there. It's kind of cool because they all have the same, they're all being animated the same. So it has like this cool like flickering pattern. Yeah. Fairly simple shape, but it's pretty neat. All right, so we're gonna climb back down now, and we'll admire more of the work upstairs. Don't worry. But I want to take a look at the other wings. Actually, I want to take a look at the rest of this room because there's a bit more. So, like, check out this here. You have like four elven tables, 2 trellises, 1 up, 1 down, plus 1. I'm not sure which kind of candelabra that is, but I like how it ends up like fitting. You know, you have, you gotta like kind of like think about, okay, here's like the base of the candelabra. It's being used right there, but it seems to fit. You know, to me, I'm convinced that, you know, that it's a part of it. And I can like let them get away with it. It's still pretty cool. Here you have the flower box being used with this upside down curved table. And again, like I was mentioning this a little bit earlier, like the pillar work. Really neat. Really neat. Now the thing with like Blood Elf architecture, again, you can make these really clean concepts, like that thing there. Okay, I got to go straight to this because this is a really neat take on a stairwell case. So okay, I got to find where to climb first, but so we're going up. It's a fairly, it's not too tight of a climb. It's like almost 40-ish, but I like what's being done here. This is a cool concept. Haven't seen this before. When you're going up and you have like these pillars being set up. That's sick. That's really cool. All right, so I'm going to retreat a bit. We'll start taking a look around here proper. And we have like this really cool kitchen and living room setup. We go back to the kitchen spot. This is like the cool. that's like this is like the coolest stove for just like a soup. This is the coolest that I've seen, man. You know, very liberal use of the curved benches from here at the base to like these arches, and then you got the cool lighting effect. It's not coming from anything in particular. Like you can see some glow coming from the aqua windows. You can see some glows coming from the filigrees, aqua windows again. But you have like this cool pattern. Yeah, that's neat. That's really neat. And then here you have this very heavily kit-bashed kitchen, or at least it looks heavily kit-bashed. So starting off with this bar setup here. You know, once again, you have like the crazy pillar plus 1 bar table. And then we have this fridge, which is, okay, that's cool. So you have your pillar as like the base, but then you have canvases. You have blank canvases being used like right up front. Boom, boom. Plus these fence posts being used as the handles. Then you have like your cool little wreath magnets hanging up, you know, to hang there. The stove here, another heavy item. We're starting off with an embiggen crate plus a smaller crate from the consortium. It's being used there as a storage sort of thing. That's cool, and that's kind of it. It's like those 2 pieces, and that covers a lot. You know, it doesn't have the whole functional open up or anything, but it's cool that it's like a glass case, right? So you can see what's inside. Burners and gauges, nice and simple, you know, easy setup. You have your low, you know, once again, you have your, you know, even altitude, I guess. You know, you have this consistency here with the shelving. Right down here, though, you have your cool sink. Oh, that's cute. They set up this whole troll fountain as the faucet, and you have like your lever as well. Yeah, really good use of these crates, and that's all they are. Crate. You know, for both storage, and it has like it has a cool look to it as well. And then we have like the same pattern in here too. Like, notice how you have like this consistent pattern of sorts. But as for what's here on this side, so here's like food prep. Big old thing for, I don't know, rolling pin or like very immaculate hand towels or something like that. Grinding up stuff for probably smoothies or drinks, or drying them up to like make teas with. Very cool. Yeah, neat patterns, man. Really neat patterns. Like even this thing right here. It's just beams. Nothing too crazy. Just beams, shapes put together. But the way these lights dance is very neat. So you have like a certain green. I don't know where the green's coming from actually. But yeah, there's a green there. You know, green, purple, blue. And I think that's intended to create this, you know, this effect of like all these different colors. That's so cool. That's so cool. And then notice we have places to sit, enjoy drinks, have snacks. Cool. There's like 3 chairs and then a bench that's being used, and look like, hey, cool, now we have a couch. It's a very unfriendly couch though, I gotta say. Because like you lean back and then you can only really can sit like 1, 2, 3 people. You can't just like lounge around because you have those frames that'll end up being really uncomfortable. So let's do this climb, and once again, like notice how the light's reflecting off back at us. It's a very curious rug roll that's chilling there. I don't know if it's intended actually, but oh, check this out. So we elevated. So this is like, I guess like an upstairs dining room of sorts, because we didn't really see a proper place to like sit and eat there. So someone's climbing up and bringing us food, and we're all sitting around at this table. Once again, you know, very immaculate. It's very clean setup. It's almost sterile in a sense, like this particular room at least. Then outside we have a view of Sassy Dragon. Always an attractive addition to any house. Plus a big fluffy moon. Big fluffy moon, moonbeams coming in, you know. Nice work on the lighting there. Again, very clean. Almost too clean. So now, I think we're gonna, okay, there's quite a bit over there, and I think what we're looking at here, I think this is a theater we're looking at. Yeah. Now, very interesting to have like a theater that is like all marbled white. But that's what we got. So there's our projector, there's our screen. You know, and again, very blocky, very simple shapes here. 4 of those canvases are being used once again. But yeah, all white. So very interesting that it's using like this whole vaulted ceiling, but I think there's no like vaulted white that you can get away with. So they need to have something. And then in a movie theater, you know, pretty appropriate. Hopefully this all like little darken up is needed. It looks like they added like another like light source or two here to create like a sort of glow. Just don't know what it is though. Now these lamps though, these seem to be producing like quite a bit of light that seems to be stretching out that far, which I'm not too sure about. There might be some additional lights that might be fused in and we can't see, but they're there for the sake of creating texture. So let's walk through here, through the kind of like suspended nets. Yeah, so there it is again with the rug rolls. So I guess it's just kind of there to, you know, add some minimal texture to the space. Note the pillars once again, very cool. And now we're this is a balcony spot. Oh, so this is how it all meets together. Okay. So we started off in the that whole dining area. We did the climb, so there's like the stairs there, and then we come back up here. So then we get like a bit of a view of what's going on up here. Here's like the top of the pillar, so you can see like the whole table work there. Still really clean though. Up ahead, there's still quite a journey over there, so I think we're going to go to that wing next. But we'll take the long way down. I want to respect it. It feels like we're in the future, kind of. Like we're like in the future where, for the sake of depicting the future, we have again this kind of like sterile, like very structured look to it. But then we have evidence of life. You know, there's stuff going on. There's stuff being cooked and everything. Things do grow. There are plants. Don't worry about it. Not everything is dead. But now I think I'm going to go through this side here. And now we're greeted with another like grand climb. So note how we have like, we're going up like these multiple angles here. Really cool. For the most part, we're prevented from going back there. I guess the intent is kind of similar to what we saw from the previous room. We're using these beams to kind of create a surface, but they're not even making any attempt to make it like really solid. As if like that's sort of the design. And I think that works out really cool. Like it feels very intimidating too, because like here we are in this very sterile spot and we're waiting to like be interviewed or something like that. I don't know what's behind the door. But we're waiting to be interviewed or something like that, then you're just kind of like sitting there. You can almost hear yourself breathe with how kind of empty the place feels. And I'm talking about like, you know, color and otherwise life and everything. Yeah, it feels very intimidating. But now let's do this climb real quick. We'll take a peek at what's going on, but we're probably going to go back downstairs in a bit. Yeah, and then we just have like a lead up to the balcony on the other side where we meet back in the middle again. That's all. No biggie. Okay, that's cool. Wow, what is that? It's like this. Okay, that's a really cool shot. That's a really cool shot. Like all of a sudden, you know, in this, you know, not very colorful spots, it is, but it isn't. All of a sudden we have, boom, this really big contrast. You know, we have this outdoor depiction. I'm going to try and take a close look if I can, of like this whole tropical area. You got gnomes hanging out. Miss Murgles are there too. That's adorable. Yeah, let's see if we can, yeah, I won't be able to take that close of a look, but I'll do my best. Oh, wait, oh, there's a gap there. Oh no, okay, so hold on. Hold up. Let's make our way back up. And let's try not to fall this time. Okay, so if I can do this here. Maybe? Nah. So we'll stick to this here. Okay, so there's a shaman totem, I think that's back there. And then I think those are like probably 2 barrels that are being used to like make the birds. And then lots of like walking stones to create the illusion of water. That's a really good texture, water texture. They even made a light reflections. You can, it's hard to see here, but you can sort of see the reflections being done there. That's neat. That's really neat. I love the way that, you know, you have like the strong lighting here, and then it has that whole gradient of, you know, darkening up because the sun's setting and everything. And then the way the light happens to be bouncing off of that, that's really cool. That's sick. So it's like this nice window of something different in an otherwise, you know, not super colorful spots, but you have like these kinds of sudden creations here, like, hey, check it out, butterfly, walking stones, fence posts, a couple of Herodar lights, freaking fell chains for the antenna, and you have like this cool structure. Yeah, that's cute. That's very cute. All right, so I'll explore from up here, and then we'll try to make our way downstairs. because now we've entered a bedroom. It's very grand because it's in the middle of this room. We lay down, we do our thing. Right up here, we have these curious concoctions. Not entirely sure the purpose that they serve, but we see similar kinds of pillar work being done as well. They're big on these windows. Wow. So obviously, so vain. so vain. Going across here, we got our place to sit, stay warm, and this otherwise place that feels really cold. Suddenly, necromancer kind of book. Very curious. But yeah, the theme on here is it's very eerie, but very, very cool too. You know, because we have like these pops of color in this otherwise, you know, color-wise, very blank-looking canvas. I know it's so much white dye, right? Let me double check if there was like any passages or anything that I missed here. I think we're good here because I think we're ready to go back downstairs. Yeah, so we're going to drop down and then go through the door that is below us. It's kind of funny how like sudden that is. No. That's really cool though. That's really, really cool. Oh, I went the wrong way. All right, so we climb down back to the first floor, and then right through here. And we've entered, I think it's the bathroom. Oh, definitely feels like a bathroom. So here's the place where, yeah, arguably we see like the biggest presentation of color in the house. You know, we have some greens, we have paintings, we have like different book styles. We got a big loo. Hey. And they left the book there on the floor of all places. Come on. Keep it clean, folks. Keep it clean. At least we got like a nice big flusher right there. Ooh. Here's our vanity when we're done doing our bathing and everything. So it's just like with some additional color coming from like the sunflower sculpture. I really like this. This is the cool. I like this setup. It's simple. Moon wells, bar table, up some looks like upside down mirrors, and then we have some growth coming out from the mid there. Very cute. Now over on this side, past the flower box, boom, we hit the bath. Or their own bath seats, if you want it. Nice. Notice how there's a little bit of like water texture towards the bottom. Otherwise, big tub. Do all our stuff. Grab our towel once we're good to go. Or not, we can just sit here and dream of Gilneas while bathing. But when we're done, we'll get dressed and we're good. But then we go all the way upstairs into bed. So that's kind of an interesting approach. Yeah, very cool setup, you know, coming in. Now I think that we can go through the center spot, which I believe involves the elevation. So we'll retreat back to the mid. There's nothing back there, I'm pretty sure. I don't see anything. So now we're doing this grand climb once again, but for real this time. Now we're gonna explore what else is going on. So we saw the structure back there. Now we're gonna go this way. Ooh, we're going outside now, and we're going to worship our goddess above. Okay, this is neat. Oh wow! Whoa, that's good. Oh, that is grand, baby. Wow. Excellent work here. Oh boy. So, wow, what a palace. What a palace. So how does this work? So it starts off, you know, the initial construction is just a whole bunch of platforms, you know, all over the place. And then we start shaping things. We start off at the top with these hats. You have the curved tables, a bunch of fireplaces. You can see it's upside down. It looks kind of goofy, but oh well. One is upside down. The other one is right side up, but sunk into the ground, so you don't really reveal the fire below. So you just have that sort of effect. Add some beams here as like trims, right? Give it some texture. Throw some iron windows with some rugs behind it to give it that feel of light. Add some actual lights, and then take some greens, right? You take a bunch of these greens and you shape them. Actually, this is very well shaped to create this like S climb. That's really good. That's really good. That takes some work to create the proper shaping, because normally it kind of comes like this as kind of a blob. But so they put a lot of effort into making the shaping thing work there. And then you can see how it kind of like descends down on both the left side there, and then here on the right side. And then it becomes like this kind of like a courtyard. Okay, it is a courtyard. But here on the side, it'd be cool if we could get like an actual horizon out there. Then we can like just kind of look below at the rabble, right? Yeah, that's sick. I don't think we're meant to climb up there, right? Yeah, we're not meant to climb up there. But it's just this very grand presentation here. Big fountains, huge thing. You got spotlights to like emphasize, oh, just look at me. Look how hot I am. And very limited places to sit. So it's almost like a worshiping spot. Everyone, all right, gather around and just stare. Look at my majesty. Oh my goddess. Ah. And that sort of thing. That's cool. That's really cool. So we have like a pretty much, this kind of like sterile palace sort of vibe. It's not like it's totally black and white, but they definitely emphasize like the whites here, and then offer the greens as surprise, or like, here's like this, it's a way to make them like just pop so much more. Very cool place. I think I have seen everything, but yeah, very cool.